welcome back to my channel. So Haley, who is dating Dalton in this season of Love During Lockup, we saw a few episodes ago how she went and met Dalton's mom for the first time. She told her about how she thought she was being conned by Dalton after she found out from her lawyer that Dalton had her send him $550 that he turned around and sent to an ex-girlfriend for her court fees. And Dalton's mom was just like, girl, I told you so. And she said that she was telling Haley from the jump not to send Dalton money, and she said that just pretty much enables Dalton, and when he's in jail with minimal resources and not all focused on having a girlfriend, he tends to focus more on himself and come back to himself and be the son that she once knew. Well, Dalton's mom is pretty outspoken on social media, and she has said a lot about the show, a lot about her thoughts on Haley, Haley's lawyer, her thoughts on her youngest son, Dalton, and she even spilled quite a bit of tea as well. She said that Dalton is going to be on another season of Love After Lockup with or without Haley, and she also revealed that Dalton got approved for parole thanks to the lawyer that Haley purchased for Dalton and spent over $12,000 on. He now is approved for parole and will be getting out of prison here really soon. So we're going to go over quite a bit of Dalton's mom's Facebook post in this video. It's a lot, so buckle up, guys, and shout out to Sarcasm. I will leave the link to this article in the description because they found a lot of these posts. So this is Dalton's mom's first Facebook post about the show in mid-November. She posted this right after they showed the first Love During Lockup preview trailer that was released by WeTV. So she said, I needed a day or two to collect my thoughts after seeing my youngest son's debut commercial for WeTV's newest spinoff of a show centered on those that find love while incarcerated. Anyone close to me knows I've had serious reservations regarding the timing and how the show came into being. It may have been the beginning of the end of my marriage when I agreed to meet her and speak on my son's behalf, but I wasn't going to not have a single person willing to stand behind him. Wasn't going to happen. I don't personally want anyone watching that show, but please pray for my son. Convinced she is the one, and pray for her and all of us. In honesty, without her in the show, my son wouldn't likely be about to get out on parole either. So sometimes life is a matter of perspective. So Dalton ended up getting approved for his parole at his latest parole hearing, but he is still in prison at this time. He's awaiting the completion of a required program. But Dalton's mom confirmed that Dalton's early parole was thanks to the lawyer that Haley hired. And she said, shout out and huge props to his rock star attorney, the one and only Mr. Bill Haburn, that did get him paroled. Probably no one else could have or would have. Deserves another award for arguing the medical issues that granted my son's release. So I'm really curious what those medical conditions were that the lawyer brought up that ended up getting Dalton approved for parole. But even though Dalton's mom is a fan of the attorney that Haley hired, she is not a fan of Haley's personal attorney, Buzz, that helped her get the settlement for her car wreck that she was in. So she posted, for the record, he also told Dalton to turn and run from her in the show, despite her hiring him. Odd. I won't say exactly what he had to say about the attorney that went on the show with her. No negativity. Let's just say he didn't make the Hall of Fame cut. Maybe he should have stood up for equal rights before it was fashionably cool. And here is another post from Dalton's mom, and she revealed that Dalton had a stepbrother who actually unalived himself on Dalton's birthday 8 years ago. And that's super sad. And I don't remember them ever talking about this on the show either. She said, onward to my 3 beautiful boys. We lost my stepson Scott tragically when he unalived himself in 2013. I think about him every day still. It happened on Dalton's birthday. I got to actually hug Dalton after telling him, thanks to Denton County's mercy, before they locked my son back up. Hard is an understatement, but they were kind. Dalton's other brother is a man of few words and extremely private, much like my mom. I admire his faith, forward talk, even with total strangers. Brother D is a beautiful, sweet, and gentle soul. I won't say his name because he wouldn't want me to. He hates social media and doesn't have any accounts at all. But the way I hear him speak with his children is what I love most. Kindly, gently, and patiently. Maybe you think my felon son Dalton doesn't deserve grace because of his past, but we might ask you to point out where you find that in that amazing book. Surprised that boy knows him some God too. But put bluntly, Dalton didn't have a village to guide him through the emotional turmoil that ensued, so he continued escaping with drugs, and when it landed him back in jail, he had me. Pretty much only me, emotionally, at least within our family. There are always girls chasing him. Handsome dudes know they're handsome too, but he wanted someone that actually cared. They're surrounded by criticism in there, they just block it out. I was the only one that wrote, visited, and continued whispering God's hope back into his ragged, rugged soul regularly, and I was honored to do so. It's the letters and phone calls that make the difference. Is it any wonder they turned a woman to fill the gap in a place like that? Player might have gotten played, yet mysteriously come out better for it somehow. But he only has me saying I'm proud of him. Meanwhile, 500 dudes in there tell him to do the opposite of what the one person he trusts completely says. Be a player. They ridicule him for being weak and actually caring. They're telling him to capitalize on this moment and doesn't need disparaging women's advice. Don't you dare. More like love women right. Advice by someone qualified to give it. And she said Love During Lockup debuted a few weeks ago, and it's still under the title Love After Lockup on Friday nights. Now he's hearing the Google reviews are saying the opposite of what the guys in there are saying. He's legitimately confused. You don't have to watch the show, but it debuted on WeTV on Friday night several weeks ago. Love During Lockup is running under the old name. They still do want to follow him when he gets out, with or without that relationship, but he's working a program then another, and he's scared I won't be here by the time he gets out. I was scared at that too and finally had to tell him. He's also getting heat from the guys in there for being weak, aka actually caring. Yet the Google reviews are painting him as overbearing. Is he really? That's one hard for me since I'm a girl. Who might be able to give that advice specifically? And Dalton's mom also revealed that she is currently recovering from a cancer diagnosis, and she also said she believes she has serious medical issues from a result of having breast implants at a younger age. And it sounds like she also has a lot of drama going on with Dalton's stepdad as well. They were in the middle of getting a divorce, but this is what she had to say about Dalton's stepdad. She said, my husband is graciously giving me until the end of the year to either apologize better for my anger and cursing and relentless crazy talk at him, get marriage counseling, or move on. Have I been angry? Yes, but I'm not going to apologize again because he never tells what he did to bring that anger about. Like trying to turn my own family against believing this story and calling Dr. K, trying to convince him to stop the very treatment saving my life. Who does that? There's more, but those are the two that people that love me most are concerned about, and I'll leave it to him to tell the rest if he ever will, because he only seems to talk about how everything is my fault, and in my experience those are the doctors least likely to change anything for the better in them. I really actually told him I'd rather divorce up front so they wouldn't try to frame him for offing me, and I'm saying it that way so I don't get this video demonetized. So she goes on to say that if he moved into apartments separated, they'd take the opportunity to unalive me and frame him. But no worries, your story is already in the hands of attorneys you had asked to defend him, and if he was framed. And then he does exactly that with $1.5 million in life insurance between us and about the same in retirement and assets liquidated. Whether you're crazy or whether you're right, I have to ask, who does that? It seems everyone I share my story with or ask help of has bad things befall them next. You'll hear as we go, but I blame myself for everything anyways, which is why I stopped asking for help. My ex-husband has assured me that my father-in-law was not alone when he fell and died in the shower while I was on the worst trip of my life in November 2019. And she has a lot more she says, but it's kind of like a broken record, just repeating the same things about how she believes someone's trying to frame her and her husband and unalive her and then blame it on her husband. It's just a lot of drama. Like, I could probably make like a 5-part video on all these posts, but I know this video is already kind of long anyways. She also talked about her parenting when it came to her kids. She said, some don't understand the compassion I have for my boys despite the pain we've all been through. But see, only I know what they've been through, really, because only I was there for everything. But I don't regret a single decision, even the mistakes, because I didn't know they were mistakes. I really did do the best I knew how to do. Still am, in fact. I thought the focus on money was a problem because it seemed we never had enough of that growing up. Money, I mean, and we focused on it a lot. So obviously, if I found a way to have enough of that, we would be fine, right? Well, I'm not too proud to admit I was wrong. It was time. So silly, I used to say that was even more important to me than money, I mean. Time. If only I had more of it. I think I suffered a bit from absent mom syndrome, but only when mom felt sad. So I tried to cheer her up so she could be happy mom again. Perhaps that gave me a different view than most, a way of seeing her that few share. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, I could read all the crazy posts and drama on her page, but it would take forever, and I feel like this video has already been so long. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We're going to be seeing Dalton on another season with or without Haley. I don't really know. I'm not the biggest fan of Dalton from what I've seen so far, especially like when he refuses to even answer half the questions that they ask him. Like where that $30,000 that Haley sent him went, and like if he talks to any of his exes, he refuses to answer any of those questions. Like, you're on a freaking reality TV show, dude. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.